Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode. As you can tell, the Lamborghini name yet to be determined has made it onto the roof of the ambulance, which unfortunately means that Yam and I's journey here in Croatia is finished. The training camp with the Sinkovic brothers is complete. But don't worry Yam squad, we have more adventure to go and I'm excited to go there. So let me know in the comments below where you think we're going before we get there. Now it's time to rest up and then we start the journey. So it'll be a quick one because I think you've probably had enough of me driving different places, going through all the tolls, but we're going through multiple countries and I'll see you in the final destination. Oh yeah! And we have made it to the next location here on the Euro trip. We've made it to France. Hopefully you've been able to tell from a little bit of clips before. Right now we're in Aiguebelette, I think that's how you pronounce it, in France. One of the most beautiful lakes that you can row on. I've only heard about it from the many athletes that I've spoken to when asked the question, where would you like to go back to race, or where would you like to row? And I can confirm it is one of the most beautiful locations to row. But unfortunately, Yam and I will not be getting the Lamborghini name yet to be determined off the roof of the ambulance and rowing on this lake in this trip. This is not the final destination. So we're going to just take in the lovely scenery, the absolutely stunning vistas, and then get back into the ambulance and head to the final destination of this part of the Euro trip. Oh yeah. And we've made it to the last part of this part of the Euro trip journey. We have made it to Nantes in France, the Cercle Aviron Nantes club, right here on the river. The ambulance, as you saw, right there, parked right by the water, so a fantastic place to stay. Yam's enjoying himself, going on a little bit of an explore. So the journey itself, absolutely wonderful, nothing to report really. About 2,000 kilometers, around 1,250 miles completed in the ambulance without any hiccups. Decided to take it a little bit easier, just take it chilled out, not to go on any adventures to park the ambulance, as I've learned from the experience in France previously, ending up getting stuck. But now it's time to chill out, relax after a lovely journey, let Yam explore the area around, and myself as well to get exploring, but also to get the Lamborghini name yet to be determined off of the roof of the ambulance, get it ready to go on the water as well behind us. So a really exciting opportunity here, and I'll explain why specifically I'm here probably later on in the episode. But now we're going to chill out, explore and enjoy this absolutely gorgeous day by the river. Oh yeah. So now Yam and I are chilling out here outside the ambulance, which is just outside the club by the banks of the river, and just had a lovely tour of the club itself. And didn't bring the camera, but I'm sure through the next few episodes we'll be able to show you within the club, inside, outside the club, etc., because I will be here for quite a few weeks this time, so I'm sure at some point in the next few episodes we'll be able to show you inside. But for now, I've got my welcome booklet to read, so about the area, about the river, about the club, just so I'm up to speed on what we're doing here. And what am I doing here? Well, throughout, I think it was 2 years ago maybe even 3 years ago, I was asked by a coach here, Luke, to see if I could come over and adventure and row and take part in some of their racing. And obviously with what's been going over the past few years, it didn't quite materialise. But then this year, with the Lamborghini name yet to be determined on the roof of the ambulance and going on a little bit of a Euro trip, we thought it could really work out well. So I've been invited to row here at the club and race with them in different regattas this season, including the French National Championship. So I'm really excited to be part of the boat. Unfortunately, I won't be racing in the single and the Lamborghini name yet to be determined, but I will be racing in different boats, and it's yet to be confirmed, but I'll probably be in one of a 4, a quad, an 8, maybe all of them. So I'm really excited. Like in the quad in Croatia, that was only one session, and I felt like it really moved on my sculling ability, just to a little bit of variation, and also just to get a more stable platform to try and work on what I've been trying to work on. So really excited to get out there in different boats and in bigger boats to really focus down, but also getting out on a different location in the Lamborghini name yet to be determined on this river, which again in this episode maybe, and in further episodes, I'll be able to explore with you, Yam Squad. But for now, back to relaxing, back to chilling out and seeing what's going on for the rest of the day. Now the Lamborghini name yet to be determined is all rigged up. We'll see what happens next. And we've made it into a double, as you can tell. We've got Luke behind me. Luke was actually, you were the one that got in touch with me and invited me, and hopefully the other people that you'll meet in episodes coming up. But downtown Nantes, down that way, can't go too much further. Maybe in another episode, again, we can explore, but that's not for now. Now we've got a lovely training session on what the river is called? Erd.
The river Erd.
The river Erd. And it's very enjoyable so far. A big long stretch, what's it, about 25k plus? Yep. As much you like?
Yeah, you can go up 25k, turn back, 25k.
That might be a session to do, Yam Squad, in the weeks that we're here, but for another day, not tonight. Tonight, relaxing after the drive, good paddle out here, a little bit of an explore with Luke in the double to get used to rowing in boats together, because we're going to be racing in other boats coming up in another episode, so make sure you are subscribed for that. And that will be it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Il y a une GoPro, je sais pas. Ah bah tu vois, on s'est connus alors. Ouais, je suis arrivé en 2013.
really clear the first one.
Because you don't do it on the accelerations, but on the start you...
Yeah. I didn't notice during the acceleration.
First session, second session completed on the air. We'll get there.
Yummy. And we have made it to a beautiful day after being in the quad, being in the 8, and I'm hoping the transition between the two worked well. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of going between the 8 and the quad. And even that question, Yam, you can walk that way but not this way, even that question just highlights the opportunity that I have here in France. The idea that I can be in a quad and be in an 8, not only just being in the boat, but me being able to row in both boat classes without an issue. I wouldn't have been able to scull at all maybe 2 years ago, and now I can switch between a quad and an 8 without any issue. Yes, of course, I do need to work on my technique in both, but my technique is at a suitable level where I can row in both without causing too much hassle to the boat. But that was the first time I've been in an 8 for a long time, and I think for me it was, and I'm not sure if I've put it in the title yet, but I was in an 8 probably, I would have been at Leander, so that would have been 2019. But I can't remember if it would have been racing in the sort of winter autumn season just as the season starts, or at the summer racing season before in 2019 at Henley. I think it might have been. So it's a good few years since I've been in an 8, and you really do forget the difference between smaller boats and big boats. Yes, I rode in a quad, rode in 4s with Edinburgh University this racing season, and there isn't really anything like an 8 on the water. And you do easily forget that if you've not been in an 8 for a while. And for those of you that haven't been in an 8, you have 8 people, you have 1 oar each, and you also have an additional person in the boat. You have a coxswain. And what that person does is uses usually little cables attached to the rudder to steer the boat, also a little microphone to, at some points, can cheer the boat on, other points give coaching tips, and it really depends on the cox what they kind of want to do or can do, as Yam's enjoying a good little sunbathe. But 9 people in one boat, there is nothing like it on the water. You're the fastest boat on the water, or should be the fastest boat on the water, and because there's so many people in the boat, it creates its own atmosphere, not just on the water but off the water as well. So in a double or a pair, or even in a 4 or a quad, yes, you have more than one person so you can bounce off each other, but with 9 people it just makes it that little bit more, it's almost a little bit easier to get amped up because you've got 8 other people, including yourself, to bounce off of. Whereas in the smaller boats, you've got less people. So it makes it a really interesting experience. For me, if you asked me what my favourite boat class was a couple of months ago, I would have said the single without a shadow of a doubt. And that's basically down to the fact that when you're in the single, you have pretty much 100% ownership of how the boat is going. There's only one person in the boat, and it's your fault if it's going well, it's your fault if it's going not so well. And now if you asked me, the answer isn't different, it would still be the single, but it's not such a definitive answer. And being out here in France in the bigger boats has given me the opportunity to be reminded of how much fun being in the bigger boat being out there with other people, yamming on it, is just a lot of fun. And I've not done that for quite a while, and it's, like I said, it's a great opportunity to get out here and do that, and I'm really excited for the upcoming racing. Like I said earlier, the idea is to race in the French National Championships. So CA Nantes have invited me to race in the French National Championships, but we also have other opportunities to race as well before that coming up this weekend, and that should be in the next episode, so make sure you are subscribed for that. But that will be it for today's episode, Yam Squad, where I'm just really excited to see what's coming up. We're going to get out here on the river in the Lamborghini, name yet to be determined. We're going to get out here in the 8, we're going to get out here in different boats and just really get some good training in, but also enjoy the process and really enjoy the opportunity that I have here on this part of the Euro trip. So as always, Yam Squad, if you have enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you dislike this video, let me know in the comments below why. Always helpful to see if we can try and improve. And Yam and I will see you in the next episode.